What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to the channel today. All right, so we had some news this morning, and yes, Jake Allen has been extended by the Montreal Canadiens to a 2-year contract extension, getting about $1 million raise on his AAV for the next 2 years after this season. And we're going to talk also about Nate Schnarr. He was just placed on waivers. And we have a Nick Suzuki sighting, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very cropped in picture from this morning because, as we know, Nick Suzuki is in a contact jersey, so he's back to regular duties and will probably get in the lineup against the Leafs, I'm assuming, this week in the next preseason game. We're also going to do a little preview for the Habs and Sens for tonight, getting the lineup this morning actually at practice, most likely the one that's going to be used. Jonathan Drouin is in it, so he's making his debut with the Canadiens in the preseason tonight. So, all right, let's start back with our boy Jake Allen. And yes, I even went with the reverse retro today because why not? You know what? Here's Jake Allen, the retro too, whether you like it or not. Jake Allen wore it too. All right. All right. That was a little lame, but that's fine. So our boy Jake Allen getting the 2-year contract extension. In fact, I did a little quick clip on his cap friendly hit just so you guys can take a look at exactly the amount that he's going to be making. So this year, 2.875, then jumping up next year and the year after to $3.85 million. So just a little quick here. We'll even look at it one more time just so you guys, I know it was a little bit quick there. So Jake Allen, 32 years of age. His cap hit is 3.5% if you want to know. But there it is. So you guys can see the cap hit. Jake Allen getting a deserved raise here because they're going to need him. They're desperately going to need him with Carey Price going down for the remainder of the season, probably the rest of his career. You know, Lord willing, there's some kind of a miracle that happens and he gets somehow into some more games before the end of his career. But anyway, Carey is likely done, and therefore Jake Allen is very much needed going forward, especially with Caden Primo still not quite looking ready for full backup duties in the NHL, at least according to what we've seen so far in the preseason. But a nice quote coming from Jake Allen today from just several minutes ago, saying how he wants to be part of this process. He really does. That's good news because the Canadiens, as we know, this is a full-on development and rebuild season. Whether Joel Edmondson agrees or not, he said he still wants the Canadiens to make the playoffs this year, if possible. But who knows when Edmondson's even going to be in the lineup? We have no idea because of his not undisclosed, but his injury, which we don't know when he's going to be back. So that being said, Jake Allen is going to be part of this solution going forward, at least for the next 3 seasons, including this one. So based on what we've seen from him and the character guy that he is, I mean, a guy that wants to be here is very important, and a guy that also has the skill to uphold the Canadiens' net, a Stanley Cup winner. Can we throw that out there, that Jake Allen is a Stanley Cup winner with the St. Louis Blues in 2019? I know Jordan Binnington was the starter, but Jake Allen still got some playing time, and he got himself a Stanley Cup ring. It still counts. So now going here into Nate Schnarr being placed on waivers, this very likely may just be a case of having to go through the formality of placing him on waivers so he can go down to the Laval Rocket and continue his season there. Most likely that's what I think this move was for. Or there's a chance the Canadiens maybe have seen enough and they just are taking the risk of putting him on waivers. And if he gets claimed, no big deal. But Nate Schnarr came over in the Andrew Hammond trade when the Canadiens traded Hammond over to the New Jersey Devils. And Nate Schnarr, 6'4", a centerman, 202 pounds, currently listed, a right shot centerman. He's 23 years old. I don't really see him ever being a full-time Montreal Canadian. That's just my gut instinct on it. But if he can develop well in Laval, and maybe he gets himself a look eventually, because I thought he was noticeable in the preseason here so far. His size, I don't know how skilled he really is. I didn't see a ton of stuff. I just know that I noticed him here and there, but I got to see more, I guess. And development time in Laval is what's going to help him get that chance to be seen more. He's got a cap hit of $750K for this season, and then he's an RFA, a restricted free agent. Just thought I'd throw this out there. This is a really nice picture of the reverse retro on Captain Nick Suzuki, by the way. This C here, of course, is from Shea Weber, as you can probably tell. And those retros, just wanted to throw it out there. It was fun to put this on today. I haven't worn it very much. So just a quick thought there. Also, Spider-Man himself, the Spider-Man power horse, as I saw my co-host from Habs tonight, Nick, put it. He's not in the lineup tonight, but it's just pretty cool to see Josh Anderson back. Likely going to see Josh Anderson and Nick Suzuki in the lineup against the Toronto Maple Leafs. That's my guess. That's my projection anyway going forward. So we'll see. All right, what do we got next? So yeah, we have the Habs and Sens playing tonight. So we'll do a little preview, go over the lineup. So let's go ahead and take a look at the lineup for the Canadiens tonight. And as I mentioned not too long ago there, Jonathan Drouin will be making his Canadiens debut in the preseason tonight. So good for Joe. I mean, he's actually going to finally get some playing time. And let's get the Bell Center background there. There we go. That looks much better. Much better. All right. So here is the lineup for the Canadiens. This one actually says game lineup traveling to Ottawa. So we know that this is likely going to be the exact lineup or very close to it for the Habs tonight. So you've got Owen Beck centering the first line, which I think is pretty interesting. Jonathan Drouin to his left on the first line, rocking number 27 for the first time, and then Mike Hoffman on the other side. So we'll see how Owen Beck does with two experienced NHL players. I think Owen Beck can do just fine in the situation. There's not a lot of pressure on him at all, really, and he's just been playing better and better as the preseason's gone on. Jake Evans at center on the second line with Rem Pitlick on the left. I want to see Pitlick on the wing, so I think that's a good move. Some folks feeling like Pitlick is better on the wing. Then we've got Yoel Armia to the right of them. No problems. I like that. Philip Machar getting back into the lineup again with Michael Pezzetta on his left and Jesse Ylonen on his right. And then our fourth line, Mitchell Stevens, who has some speedy, quick feet, deceptively quick feet underneath that guy, Mitchell Stevens. And then to his left, RHP, Raphael Harvey-Pinard. And then to his right, Anthony Richard, who also had a decent showing the other night despite the shutout loss to the Toronto Maple Leafs. On defense, Mike Matheson back in the lineup, who had a very, very good showing. A lot of Habs fans very, very impressed with Mike Matheson's play, likely going to play on the first pairing by the looks of it anyway, according to one preseason game. But take what you can from it. He looked really good. Justin Barron going to be playing on Mike Matheson's right side. And then we've got Caden Gooley, who's very likely to crack the Habs roster out of training camp here. Chris Weidman to his right. So I like the Caden Gooley, Chris Weidman pairing, being that Weidman is one of the most experienced defensemen, although Mike Matheson's the most experienced on this lineup now. And then we've got on our third pairing, Jordan Harris and Otto Leskinen to his right. Caden Primo going to get the start with Kevin Poulin. So not a big change from the lineup the other day in terms of the goaltenders anyway. So what do we expect from this game? Well, who knows? We're going to see, but I want to see something good out of Jonathan Drouin. I don't want to see him being too, I don't want to say lazy, but not too passive, because it is preseason. Guys aren't going full tilt, but I want to see something good out of him. And just in terms of, let's go back to Leonard again for a second here. Yeah, so Owen Beck, I mean, I don't know why I bring his name up again, other than the fact that I really like what he's been doing in the preseason here with the Montreal Canadiens. And the fact that he gets to go on the first line, getting a bit of a promotion with Mike Hoffman and Jonathan Drouin on the left and right of him, that's a good sign for him and his development. Just seeing, hey, what can you do with two basically veteran forwards at this point? And we'll see how the rest of it goes. I'm looking for Philip Machar again to have a potentially, I hope Philip Machar gets a goal tonight. That's my prediction. If there is going to be one, is that Machar is going to get a goal. Who knows? But we'll see what happens there. All right, guys. So let me know what you think of the Jake Allen extension. How do you feel about it? What are your thoughts about Jake Allen? What do you think about Nate Schnarr going on waivers? Does it affect you very much? There's the reverse retro Jake Allen again. And then, of course, we have the lineup, which we'll see what happens tonight, right? So thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate it as always. We'll talk to you on the next one. All my best. Cheers, guys.